When would I use a portable hardness tester versus a benchtop one?
Well, there's three important considerations, I think, when you're looking at and trying to compare whether or not to get a portable versus a benchtop hardness tester. And those three considerations are one, how important is portability? Some kind of seems self-explanatory, but you maybe may or may not need the portability that you think you might. Two, what are you trying to test? Is it a part? Is it a large machine? What kind of material? Where is it located? Things like that. And three, are you actually needing to certify this part or piece or whatever it is you're trying to test versus are you just needing to verify the hardness? So I'll go in a little bit more into detail about all three of those considerations. The first one about portability, um, a lot of times people get or think about getting a portable hardness tester just because they think it'll be easy to run around the factory or around the field and get it, and that's definitely makes a lot of sense. However, if you're in a factory setting, it's a lot easier to just get a part, kind of slice off a part, polish it, and get it to a hardness tester in a lab setting, which is most likely a benchtop situation versus if you're in the field, you truly need portability, right? You can't bring a couple 100 pound hardness tester out to a field and have a clean environment necessarily to be able to test that part on. So if you're out in the field, then it makes a lot more sense to get a portable unit. But portable units have some drawbacks, so I wouldn't just immediately jump to the conclusion that, oh, well, it's just going to be easier to have a portable unit. You really need to look at why is it that you want that portability. The second thing is, like I said, what are you actually trying to test? So if you are looking at testing some kind of large machine and you just need to get a little verification of hardness on a part of that machine, or maybe if it's a large piece of pipe and you don't want to actually cut that pipe into different sections to be able to test it, but if you're in the field setting or something like that, then it might make a lot of sense to get a portable unit to be able to test that. Now, again, if you're in a factory setting, though, where you have the proper tools, the proper equipment to be able to actually section off a part of something, maybe just a little test piece off of maybe a machine part that you're making over and over and over, it's going to make a lot more sense to go with a benchtop hardness tester. You can control the environment a lot better in that situation as well. So you don't have to worry about outside elements necessarily if you're more in a lab type environment. So again, if it's a large part though that you really can't section off into smaller pieces or you don't have the ability to, then yeah, it's going to make more sense to go to a portable unit. The last part about whether or not you actually need to certify this part to any kind of standard versus if you need to verify hardness is a really important aspect that I think is missed a lot of the times. So if you're a lot of times we get questions saying, "Oh, hey, I'd like to get a portable hardness tester, but I need to certify the parts." Well, that's actually an issue because right now the way that the different standards, ASTM standards, ISO, and IST standards are, they actually don't have standards written for portable hardness testers. So if you have to actually certify a part, unfortunately, you don't even have a choice. You have to go for a benchtop hardness tester. But if you're in a situation where you don't actually have to certify fully, but you want to just buy a hardness tester to be able to do some checks, maybe one out of every 10 parts based off of your process, you're just doing a quick check on that to say, yeah, it's consistent hardness within a certain threshold, and you don't actually need to certify it. Or if you're getting parts from a supplier or different pieces of metal from a supplier. And again, they're the ones that are certifying it, but you're just doing a quick check to make sure that, yep, whatever they certified that part to is, you're verifying it and it's jiving with whatever you're doing. Then you can go with a portable hardness tester in that situation. So those are really the three main considerations I would say when looking at portable versus benchtop hardness testers.